the singing Rowan hand.
The biblical Rowan hand. Blessed am I among women. I think. How are you, Lillian?
Surrounded.
I'm fine, Rowan. Thank you.
This is Lillian Russell, our librarian of Newry.
Nice to meet you.
This is
Nice to meet
Licia
you too.
Troughton, our artist of Canada.
And Belfast.
And Belfast. Well, you're only 3 when you left Belfast.
Can't I be an honorary Northern Irish
No, you can be an honorary
person?
Newry person. I think that's all right. Lillian, how are you?
I'm fine, Rowan.
It was too long since you've been in here. It's a
I know.
year near enough.
It's not, is it?
It's something like, there's a very handsome, big, tall, strong fellow. Not, is not as interesting as you or as beautiful
Peter.
as you comes in. Peter!
Oh, now other ladies would say he's more beautiful
I
than
would,
me.
but sure, that's all right too. But I mean, I'm just like you here.
Thank
I
you,
like
Rowan.
Peter here as well. He's a nice person. Don't get me wrong, Peter. You're welcome anytime.
How often does Peter come in?
About once. Well, you're counting the moments, are you?
Waiting.
Listen, the library in Newry. In promoting this piece on the ticker bar this morning, I said this. From Newry Library, Lillian Russell on books and readers and the library as an attractive social space. Exhibitions, history, archiving, studying, genealogy. Wait, can this really be the library? Yes, and Lillian tells all.
Most assuredly. We have everything. Libraries are no longer just about books.
When did that change? Is it a policy shift or?
Well, it has sort of gradually changed over the years, but from 2009 when libraries broke away from the education and library boards,
I see.
we are now Libraries NI, which is
Makes sense.
our new authority. And the whole ethos of the library service has changed. It's more a social place. It's more for gathering children in, and
Killing
it's not
When they start making
anymore.
noise. Well, that's what
you
I
know.
hate. I want to kill children when they start roaring and shouting. I've had my fill of them. Yeah, except I'd like them on a menu. That would be nice.
We like to make it more of a fun place,
Yeah.
a fun place to visit them.
It is that. Does this resonate
I'm
with
still
you?
worried about Rowan killing children, so I'm
I've
just
had
stuck
so
with that
many
for a minute.
children. I've had loads of children.
You don't
but I
kill
love
children.
them all.
We have
I
to
really
assure
do.
our
Really?
audience that you don't kill children.
I do not. I love children. I have lots of children. I have 5 children and 16 grandchildren and
There you
2
go.
great-grandchildren. So
Wow.
I am an expert on children. And they make a lot
And
of
he's
noise
growing
in
the beard for
library.
Christmas.
Ah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
sure, it's grand. It's grand.
But libraries are interesting spaces. You know, in Toronto, they've sort of become social places that
what
are
you're saying.
almost like taking care of people during the day. If you're homeless, you spend a lot of time in the library, and social workers are now frequenting the library to help the librarians. Does that happen here in parts of town that are more difficult?
Unofficially.
Not so much. No, well, unofficially, yes. But we
you
do.
know
We
what I'm saying.
do. You know, it's all inclusive space. You know, anyone can come in, and they're always made welcome. And we do now every morning. We have started Tea and Newspapers Club.
I was going to say
tea and newspapers.
tea and
Yes.
cookies.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're off. to
Well,
the
you will
library.
get biscuits.
Absolutely.
Ten
we will,
o'clock.
yeah. But I mean, tea and newspapers. What's
Yes,
that about?
it's for people that come in every morning to read the
Lovely.
local
Yeah.
newspapers and that. And now we
And
offer
you'd
them.
want a
They
warm
have tea
place
and
to
coffee
stay.
sitting,
Wow.
and they can have a cup of tea and coffee with their
And
newspapers
giving out
and-
sweaters at
and a
auction
biscuit.
shops.
What?
Well, maybe they'll give out coats and
You
sweaters.
keep calling it option shops. these are charity
Charity
shops.
shops.
She bought this yesterday. Where was it you bought it? In the hospice shop in Monaghan Street.
There you go.
This
Fantastic.
£3.
When you're a migrant
This £1.50.
and the weather's changing.
Yeah. The shoes, well, they
need
threw
some.
that in for a bargain kind of thing.
But I am going to the Library Archives open house on September 11th, is it?
Yes, we do. We have
What's that about?
it's to run in conjunction with the European Heritage Open Days.
Yeah.
And the way we have a heritage library
Yes,
now
you
in Newry
do.
City Library.
Yeah.
So
How long has that
there's
been?
an open day. Well, it has been up and running really this past year and a half because we have now got Catherine Gartland who is there, and she's fantastic. She has the whole
Yes,
place organised,
yes.
and she's terrific. She's
I
fantastic
got a book
with
from her the other day.
Did you?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
she's lovely, Catherine. And she does genealogy and online ancestry and all, and she helps people to do that. And
So there might be North Americans looking for their Irish roots.
oh, we had 2
Yeah.
Americans in yesterday.
She caters to them.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
She
Tell us
does.
that little story.
She's terrific. Now she's
so they came
well,
in
actually,
and said what?
Actually, Catherine wasn't there. She was actually on. She had left. They came in yesterday evening, but she had finished work at 5, so she wasn't there to give them a hand. But we went up and
Wow.
Help
sorted
them out.
out,
So the
yes.
library's open late.
We open 3 late nights a week, Mondays and Tuesdays until 8 o'clock and Thursdays until 9.
So school children can get those projects done.
Yes, yes, we do. have-
Americans can come in after their day on the canal.
Mm.
The Zoomers are
Tell
going to be
Lillian
running up
about
the
Zoomer. You
stairs.
keep coming
What
back
are
to
Zoomers?
What are Zoomers?
It's a
I'm a
bit-
Zoomer. Am I a
All
Zoomer?
right, okay.
Yes. Anyone born after 1960, or before 1965? I say 45.
I'm a
I think-
Zoomer too then.
And
It's a baby boomer with zip.
Oh, there you go.
So you're,
Yes,
you're
most
certain
definitely.
age, but you're going.
You've got vigor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when being in the library does require a certain kind of intellectual vigor.
I don't know. I
You're
found
certainly kept on your toes.
Yeah.
That's why I love working in a public library, because you just never know who's going to come through the door, what they're going to be looking for, what you're going to be faced with every day, and it just keeps you
It's very
keeps you pepped up.
problem solving oriented.
Yes, but there's no problem too
Baby
big that
boomer
can't be
with
solved.
Maybe
We'll have to have a new word for you.
Yep. Yep.
But I've seen that archival space. It's very lovely. It looks like a nice, quiet space. You can certainly go into the
Yes.
physicality of the books as well as the digital.
Yes, and Catherine now, she will be doing 2 tours on the open day, one at 11 o'clock in the morning
Yes.
and one at 2. But you have to book a place on those, and
Yeah.
she will take people around then and show them the whole archive in the Heritage Library. And
I'm told if I go
Instruct them
up to your microfiche machine
yes,
that I can wind it back and get my articles from the Frontier Sentinel
You
when
can
I
indeed.
started my life of journalism.
yes, that was
Amazing.
1842, was it?
Oh, 1842. Goodness
We've got a very nice
gracious.
picture this morning from the BBC.
Oh, yeah, we did. From a long 40 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
My goodness, I tell you. But I found the library, what I love about the library, and I used it before coming here, I would have used it as my email location.
Yes, indeed you did,
And I
Rowan.
went in, and I was
And
always
we
made
saw
welcome.
you every morning.
I was in checking my emails, and I looked across the books at you, and I thought to myself, wow, that's a lovely lady, and she makes me so welcome here. And I worked there, and it was good. And
Yeah.
I had
Did
coffee.
they have tea and
Yeah,
sweaters?
there was the
At that
things
time
there.
we didn't.
But
no.
it always felt as though it was a cup of tea. And then people go in, and there's a lamp sitting there, and they take a dollop of sunshine as
Yes.
well. You
It's
know.
getting around to that time of year again when
So
the
I-
lamps
I
will
don't
have to
quite
be taken
understand
out.
that. There's a lamp you can sit
Yeah.
under.
It's not, you see, people in this part of the world were removed from Canada. No, you're far north.
Is this something medical you can get
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
I
library?
call it the
Yeah.
sad box.
Yeah.
You know, seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, we
It's-
have that
it's
in Vancouver.
Yes.
Vancouver is drizzly and
Yes,
God.
you know, we have a light box that
But-
comes out in the winter and people can sit and
really,
read their
and
book
it's
and
off
take-
that sort of medical
Yeah.
grade.
Oh yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, makes you
Sunshine.
feel better.
Yeah.
With a certain kind of UV rays.
Yes.
It doesn't give you cancer.
No. I actually took it seriously. And
You take most things seriously.
well, I
don't
did,
you?
but I mean, I thought it was very, very naughty
Santa
of you
Claus.
when I took my clothes off and started putting on the sunscreen that you
Wasn't the
called the
sun lamp.
police. That was the
We've
end
had
of it.
killing children, and we've had other things go on
are.
with Rowan Hand here.
I'm doing my best here. I feel redundant. These two women talking, blom, 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 blom.
But you love being in the middle.
I do. It's nice. I tell
I
you.
just want to
So-
tell you something that we're starting now
What are
in
you
September
starting?
as
Well,
well.
I'm going for the light, the lamp. So
Oh right, you can come. Well, it hasn't actually come out of the cupboard yet.
sounds
but
like
it
the
will do.
fireplace
It's
instead
not-
of the fireplace
it's
of
not
Rowan
quite
Hand.
winter yet, or,
I might
or
go to the
autumn.
fireplace of the library.
Not a doubt. Yes.
On the 20, what am I saying to get my dates right again? Thursday, the 25th of September, we're now starting bedtime story times.
Oh, cute. Because
Yeah.
I bet parents don't have the time to read bedtime stories
No,
anymore.
so it'll be once a month to start with to
You
see
bring-
how it goes.
You gather the children.
The children come in, they're from 4 to 8-year-olds, and they come in their pyjamas and
Cute.
bring a cuddly toy with them, their favourite cuddly toy, and we will tell them lovely bedtime story times. Get
Do you
them
know what
nice
would
and
be
settled
nice?
for going to bed.
Do you know what would be nice? Forget about the kids.
One
Get
for
it.
the
you want a
adults.
bedtime story.
I want adults to come in their pajamas.
Come in your onesie.
And with your whatever in your arms and sit down and be spoken to in storytelling mode. That would be lovely.
What
I
I
think
want to
we're on-
know is how you get the people out. Do you bring in the stretchers? Sleepy time. Okay, here's your
Okay.
stretcher. Off
Off you go.
Another sleepy
Oh.
time.
Mums
person.
and dads will be able
Yeah.
to cradle them out.
Wow.
Do tell us.
Hopefully.
I'm going to do the rest of this interview from my part in song. Do tell us what else wonderful is coming up.
Well,
This
now
is
we have at the
the
moment, we
lullaby.
also have in Newry, we have a beautiful gallery space. And every
Exhibitions.
month we have a different artist, local artist, exhibiting their
I
work.
think I missed your portrait exhibit.
Yes. We had a photography one last month, and it's a free space. So, needless to say, we are booked right up through until 2016, believe it or not.
I can believe it.
And this month we have an artist, Karen Murphy, and she's exhibiting her artwork, and she's doing her launch tomorrow night.
When
at
will
7
Karen
o'clock.
come on our programme?
Well, you'd have to speak to her, Rowan.
Will you put
I
us
will
in
pass
contact?
on your details.
And ask her to contact me.
I will indeed.
And we will have her on the programme. And
I
is
will
she a Newry person?
What kind of work does she do?
It's lovely.
For Karen.
I think it's all watercolour.
Ah,
I think.
Landscape or?
Yes, all different kinds of formats and
They're
paintings. She does. It's
abstract.
beautiful.
I was.
It's very good now.
She's local. She's an artist. That's good. I was showing you yesterday a photograph of Physiognomy McCartan, a Newry photographer.
Okay.
And he's.
Wow, that's a name.
It is. He calls himself Fizz. I refuse to call him Fizz. I see it as an opportunity to give him his full title, which he doesn't have, but Physiognomy. My name is McCartan. Physiognomy, how are you? You know, that sort of thing. But anyway, he believes he does these blurred images, and they are almost extraterrestrial in their beauty.
They're grounded.
Cross between Turner and Mars, so to speak,
Right.
the landscape of Mars. And he is one of the 18 arches, which you know,
Yes.
and it's done Turner-esque in that yellow and gold, but it's blurred and going into the distance. And I said to him, do you know what it's really missing, this piece? And I would love him to do it. Each of the, say one arch, two arch, and then the space up in the top quadrant of the photograph, becoming portals through which we go. And the first one,
Like a wormhole.
the first one we go into,
Sci-fi, she's into.
the first, yes, indeed, I know what a wormhole is, dear girl. I know these things. But the first thing, to go through the first portal and come across, I, Ozymandias, King of Kings, behold my works, ye mighty, and despair. And maybe the Sphinx-like image. A little further back, maybe some sort of strange North American native image coming through. And then up in the corner, taking us beyond the stars. Yeah. But all of this is possible in art. You can do anything in art.
You have a fabulous brain.
No,
I think
just
you should-
imagination. That's all.
I think you and Fitz
Physiognomy.
Physiognomy.
should do a collaboration.
No, I couldn't. I will not collaborate with anyone because I am a cantankerous old git.
Well, you could do your own picture, and he could put this bridge towards what you've just described.
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah, so with the
we had an artist in here who taught me to paint in one program, and it was a
Wasn't
seascape. No, it was from Rostrevor. Killian, a lovely, lovely man. Killian
McAvoy.
Killian, we greet you this morning, and I tell the story of your tutelage, which was absolutely wonderful.
I've
And
seen the results.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've never done this before. But
But he's a very visual person, as you said, his
Yes.
brain.
Mm-hmm.
But I put this down. It's lovely, of narrow water, different, and the ocean coming through the narrows, and it's dark and it's calling
Moody.
something is moody. But I put it down, and then I moved the chair, and I left it, and I went to bed. Not here, but at home. And the next morning I come down, and there is the most magnificently sculpted little boat sitting in the mid-distance.
Okay.
And the little boat turns out to be caused by the leg of the foot of the chair, which scraped the wet canvas and created the image of a boat.
Wow.
So the hand of God is
Yeah.
there in my painting
Well,
as
these are
well.
the wonderful things about art, you know, the subconscious, the
Wow,
unconscious, the minor,
Oh, it's-
you know,
I do.
changes that happen just by chance.
Terrific.
We are now changing to the next question. Do tell me what more you have.
Well, we also have action on hearing loss.
Sorry?
Action on hearing loss.
What was that?
They now run a clinic once a month in the library.
Good.
No, that's a
And
good thing.
It's terrific. It's free to
Yeah.
people come in. If you're wearing a hearing aid, they'll check your hearing aid, change your batteries and that for you. They also give you free hearing tests.
And free batteries.
Yes, I think so.
My
Yep.
goodness, these can be
Those
expensive.
things are expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but you know,
So-
people bear that in mind. Hold that in your thoughts for the moment. But there's the people who go around and give you free fire alarms for your house, but they don't give an ongoing of free batteries, and those batteries can cost £4
Yes,
a
I
touch.
know.
And very often, a person whose battery is run down might have to make a choice between: do I get some food for the weekend, or do
Or
I
a
put a battery in
battery.
it? So, if there's anyone out there who would undertake to provide batteries for hearing, for fire alarms,
alarms, yeah.
a lovely thing to do. Smoke
Would be.
alarms, yeah.
So what happens at this group for the hearing loss?
They, as I say, they
Testing.
can check your. They actually can check your hearing, give you a free
Yeah.
hearing test, and I think that maybe sometimes I
How do you
need
know?
to go
actually?
to.
But how do you know? This is the point. How do you know when your hearing is not as good as it was? Because your normal becomes that which you're in at that particular moment, and you can hear. But that's how do I know that you're hearing better than I am, or you better than the two of us?
No, and it's when you answer a question and people look at you as if to say, "Are you mad?" And then they go, "I didn't ask you that."
Or ambient
that's what I
sounds annoy
heard.
you, like at
Aye.
restaurants, ambient sounds and...
Oh, that badly annoys me, and I don't go to restaurants that often because I find them a waste of money, largely speaking. But the occasional times I would go, if I found there's
Exactly.
some absolute tadpole of a creature at the top of a table commanding the area, not only his table but the entire area.
They don't have the best acoustics,
No,
some of the
no.
restaurants.
So I swung once in the recent past, and I looked and I got up, and the lady said to him, there was about 5 of them at the table, "He's going." And I swung, I said, "Yes, I am. I can't take any more of you." And I went and I got another place. And it must have happened again a couple of weeks ago when I went in and was going home. And I looked at this woman and she was preparing a cigarette thing and she was talking
Yes.
and blah, blah, blah. It was all blah, 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 blah. So I moved and I was going home. So they were outside having a cigarette. And again, the same thing happened. How I escaped with my life, I never know. I was heading past them. And,
Without violence.
And he said, "There he's away now." And I turned and I said, "Yeah, I am. Good night," and walked on. And they didn't take it any further. But the one thing I'm still able to do is run if I have to, and that's a good thing.
Always
Now,
a good thing.
where now shall you take us in the journey down Library Lane?
Excellent.
Thank you.
One of the most important things we have this month is on the 30th of September, and we ran a Mythical Maze summer reading challenge
Ooh,
this
that
year.
sounds
Every year we run a
cool.
summer reading challenge, and it's to get the kids, they challenge themselves to read a certain number of books over the summer holidays.
How many?
Well, that's their personal challenge.
Wow.
It could be anything from 4 to some of the kids read
We
30
have to
books.
do at least 4.
Wow. Year 2.
Well, we
get
don't
them,
set a minimum, but they usually do.
Year 2. Get them to write a book over the summer.
I think that might just be stretching it.
Rowan's telling all his grandchildren. That's the directive, grandchildren.
Yes. Right.
Write a book.
Writing
Right.
Rowan's.
Will you carry my
Books.
book in the library?
Certainly, Rowan.
My book is called Caritas et Amor, In the Footsteps of Love.
Oh,
It's hardback.
cool.
It's highest quality National Geographic pictorial imagery.
Lovely.
It is reportage of a simple, direct form, reporting really on the work in Africa and India
Certainly,
of the modern Irish missionary
You'll have to come
movement.
and do a launch night.
Oh, I will. I will. As I did, you invited me last year to come along and speak about a book in association with mental health
Yes.
folk. And that turned into something amazing.
That was a fantastic
Tell me
day.
about that.
There was a,
I
what was the
wasn't
name of the
there.
book? It was
gosh,
the
nice.
Life and Times of Jimmy somebody or other, who went off on a journey. Sort of a woman from his past was beckoning.
Was the lonely...
And he walked to it, and he went and he found her, and she was dying. She sent him a note that saying she was in her last. So he went the length of England to see. He was going to
He went
post
out
her
to post a
card.
letter, and then he just kept
And he was
walking.
going to post the letter to her to say, "I'm so sorry." But in his head, he wasn't happy with the message. I've known this woman so well. How dare I simply send a thing saying, "I'm so sorry." So he said, "I can't post it." And he walked on, and he eventually came. But then out of all of that, we got talking about, and I'm chairing this thing, we're talking about mental health.
So how many people on the panel?
Oh, it was just one or two of us, yeah. There were two of us on the panel. But I wasn't, no, I wasn't. That's you focus it for me. It was a panel. But this man started to talk about his own situation at home, and the most amazing story came out. And we were then
It
in
just
a
opened the
one-to-one.
floodgates then for...
Wow, it was something. It's
Other
a bit
ones
like
in the
your Lillian
audience.
Memorial, I tell you.
It does bring out stories.
It brings out stories, you know.
Yeah, it's Harold Fry.
Harold Fry is the
Harold
name
Fry
of the
was the
fellow.
gentleman.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Come
trying
to
to
your
get rid of
mind.
that.
Yes.
With the visuality of the experience.
It was a fabulous book now. Everybody thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it was a terrific day. You were stunningly good.
Was I that
Oh,
day?
you just opened everybody up, and
Yeah,
it was great.
you can be stunningly good, if that's the expression, if you establish, above all else, a rapport with people. There might be one person, there might be 20 people. But if you've got it, if you're on a roll, if you're in the groove with people, you're not sort of looking down at your navel and saying, "Oh, I don't know, I can't do that." You do it,
Yeah.
and you enjoy it, and you go for it.
Connecting.
I was so
You connect
good.
with people.
I was so good. You didn't invite me back. That was the end of it, you know. But anyway.
Well, the next time we have a major.
Have you,
event. I would
I
just-
ask of you, another tale to tell?
I didn't get finishing the last tale.
Go for it, girl.
Well,
Go
the
for
summer reading challenge is over now, you see,
Yeah.
so we will be doing a presentation of their certificates and medals
You'll
on
have to tell us who
the
wins.
30th of September. Well, they're all winners.
That's
if they
true.
reach their
You are
target,
all
if
winners.
they manage
I
to reach their
agree.
target books
Wonderful
read,
idea.
they all get a certificate plus
Because it's
a
all about
medal.
individual accomplishment.
Yes, exactly. And of course, Rowan, I am going to invite you back. I don't know whether you can or not, but it's that time of year again. On Friday, the 26th of September, it's the Macmillan, the world's biggest coffee morning.
The world's greatest coffee morning. We are going to do something big there. Why that morning don't we do the program out of the library?
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
Are we going to do a deal on it? You got
You'll
a
have
deal,
to ask
baby.
Thank
Andrew
you.
here.
Yeah.
Andrew's behind the camera.
We're going to do
was-
that.
It was fabulous.
Yeah,
Last year we
was
did it
good.
as well, and
was
it was
good.
terrific.
It was good.
So tell us what happens with that.
It's for Macmillan cancer nurses, and every year they do the world's biggest coffee morning,
It was
and
wonderful.
you just put your name in and say, "I'm going to hold a coffee morning,"
Yeah.
and it's
All the
fantastic. They
proceeds go to
raise
the
Yeah.
cancer
such a lot of
charity.
money. And last year, now we had Rowan last year, did his program live from the
Absolutely.
library in the morning, and it was
Great.
terrific.
It was great
and
fun.
we
Yeah.
actually raised twice as much as we did the year before.
Well, I would expect nothing less.
so
dear
this
girl.
year we're looking for the same.
Do you know who's coming very, very short? Will you come back to us next week if you have more things to tell us and all of that?
I will indeed, yeah.
You're welcome. So we'll put you
Thank
in
you
for this
very
time
much,
next
Rowan.
week. You do that?
Cool.
Okay. Coming very shortly, we have the magnificent musicality, the storytelling, the warmth of personality of an absolutely wonderful human being, Val Morgan. Val will be with us very shortly.
I know Val
But-
very well.
Well, now indeed, and we'll hear the stories of Val presently. But Andrew's going to play us another piece of music, and we thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Rowan.
And good luck to
And
you. It's always
good to
Nice
enjoying
to
seeing
meet you.
Elliot,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
See you at
very
the
much indeed.
archives
Thank you.
meeting.
Very
Yes,
good. Thank you.
Or tour, really.
Oh, yeah. That's it. And